Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. I am Jordan and we are doing the TBR. I love doing my TBRs. I'm actually pretty good about sticking to them. This one is extra special though because May 4th, May the 4th be with you day, is my birthday. I'm so excited because I thought for my birthday I would do the blind TBR challenge where my books are wrapped, obviously. So I did handpick 20 books off of my huge shelf with all of my unread books. I think I've got like 150 books on my unread shelf and it is ever growing. It definitely grows way faster than I can read these books, but that is life. May for me, because it's my birthday month, we are also moving in May, so it is going to be a nutso type of a month. I am not gonna go crazy picking a bunch of books, so I just picked 20 that I'm excited to get to, and I'm only gonna pick 5 off of here. Traditionally, I like to do like 7 to 10 books a month, but I also have a couple others here that I want to read. So I'm only gonna pick 5. We're gonna use a number generator. Before I do though, tell me the book that you are extra excited about for May, whether it's a new release or just a book that you've been really looking forward to reading. I really do want to hear what it is that you are reading in May. The first book on my TBR is a reread of Throne of Glass. I read this book so many years ago, well before Bookstagram like really became a big thing, also way before TikTok became a thing. I read this with no one to talk to about it. I binged this entire series and it just feels like it's time for a reread. So I do have the original covers, but I got the newer cover so that I can annotate, mark it up, do all of the things to it. I'm also getting my husband to read this with me. Honestly, we're already halfway through, so we will be finishing it in May, and it has been so fun to finally have him reading this one and getting all of his thoughts. Spoiler, he is enjoying it so far. I just really cannot wait to reread these now that I've done a lot more reading. I'm eager to see if this would still be my favorite fantasy series ever, because so far it has been. Also, in April I started A Groom of One's Own by Emma St. Clair. I'm almost halfway through it. I just know I'm not gonna finish this in the next week because I'm reading like 3 other books that are holding my attention just a little bit more. But this one is also very high on my May TBR because there's like an author collaboration of fall books and I loved her book. And so she's continuing on with this hockey team. This is a hockey romance. This one just came out and there's like 2 more coming out back to back of these hockey players. This one in particular is a like marriage of convenience type of a story that he's like getting threatened to be deported and he's kind of like asking this girl who he's been crushing on at the animal shelter if she will do him a solid and pretend to be his wife. So far it is really cute. Like I said, I've just been distracted by other books, but I really do intend to finish this one in May. And the other one that is so high on my May TBR is Glow of the Everflame by Penn Cole. In April, I read Spark of the Everflame and it really surprised me by how much I liked it. So naturally, I had to just jump right into the second book. I also already started this one. I think I'm like nearly halfway, but again, I will not finish in April, so it is just up at the top of my May TBR. And then I'm also hoping, like, fingers crossed, probably not gonna happen because these books are actually giant, but I am hoping to read also the 3rd book in May because the 4th book comes out in June. The way I'm feeling about this story, I really think that I'm just gonna continue to binge it. I would love to be ready for the 4th book when it comes out. This one is about a girl who finds out actually that she's descended, which means she has these powers, shadow and light. I really don't want to give away a ton of spoilers for this series, but let me just say Luther. That's all you need. Worth reading this whole book just for that man. Okay? That's it. And the last one that I am handpicking for my May TBR is Powerful. This one comes out in a few days from the time I'm recording it, I think April 30th. It is the sequel, but kind of more of a novella to Powerless. I loved Powerless. Oh my gosh, that book was an easy 5 stars. It is clean but awesome and swoony. Just a really, really great story, especially for fans of Hunger Games. This novella is going to be a character's story, like what was going on in her timeline during the like original story of Powerless. So it's not technically the sequel, it's just like an added book. I'm so here for it and I cannot wait for this girl's story. So that one will be absolutely top of the list in May. But now for the exciting part. I am going to use a number generator on my phone. By the way, I got this new case. Look at that. It says, "How's the weather, Parks?" Found it on Etsy. Someone please stop me. As in my husband, if you're watching. I know, I need to stop buying things on Etsy. Anyways, so I'm gonna use a random number generator. Again, I have 20 books. Let's do this. I'm so nervous, but like an excited nervous, you know? All right, generating. Number 17. Okay, that is this one. I love these book carts, but like seriously, sometimes it is so hard to get the books out of these things. It's a hardcover. I think I know which one this is, and if it is, I'm extra, extra excited. Yes! Let me just get it open. It's Betting on You by Lynn Painter. Okay guys, I just read Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter. I know that I am so late to the Lynn Painter train, but I gave that book like 4.75 stars. It was so good, considering that it's a YA romance and I'm not really into YA. I was shocked by how much I loved that, and I have heard that a lot of people actually think this one is even better. The timing on this couldn't be more perfect because I am very eager to read another Lynn Painter. Hopefully this one is as amazing as Better Than the Movies was. I'm pretty sure this is like a meet cute. They meet on an airplane. He is absolutely cynical and obnoxious. So then imagine her surprise when years later he turns out to be her coworker at her new job. But this time around they find themselves talking comfortably and even laughing. But they still agree they can't stand each other. He insists that members of the opposite sex cannot be just friends, but Bailey is determined to prove him wrong. Seems like there might even be like a fake dating trope. It's so hard to explain books based on a synopsis when I haven't even read the book, but that is what I gather. I'm so excited to read this book. That was a great number. Okay, next. Generate. All right, 14. Ooh! I'm so excited. The Traitor Queen. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy this book was just chosen. I read Bridge Kingdom like 2 months ago and loved it, and it ended on such a cliffhanger. I have been very eager to read this book. I've just been trying to stick to my other TBR and distracted naturally by other books, but now I have to prioritize this one and I'm not mad about it. I'm not gonna give like much synopsis for this one, but I will say read Bridge Kingdom if you have not, because it is amazing and such a good fantasy book, and I've heard this one is 10 times better. And where it's going to be picking up, I just like cannot wait to get the rest of this story. All right, next, book number 3, 9. All right, finally, that's on the top shelf. Oh my goodness, this is such a good TBR. Life's Too Short by Abby Jimenez. This is the only Abby book that I have not read. I just finished Just for the Summer, and it is a new all-time favorite book. Like 1,000,000 stars for that book. And right before that one, I read The Happy Ever After Playlist, and that was almost a 5-star book as well. And this is technically a 3rd part in a series, so it comes after The Happy Ever After Playlist. The blurb says it's a laugh out loud story about life, love, family, and the art of screwing it all up. Vanessa quits her job to pursue her dream of traveling the globe. Okay, another travel story. She just gave that to us in Just for the Summer, and as a full-time traveler, I love stories about travelers. She ends up gaining millions of YouTube followers. Her mother and sister never even saw the age of 30, and she doesn't want to take anything for granted. But after her half-sister suddenly leaves Vanessa in custody of her baby daughter, life goes from a daily adventure to next level bad. Abby has like such a way of adding really real life drama and things to her romance. Like it's almost like they're this mashup of drama and heartache with a mix of rom-com. Like, I don't even know how she does it. It's just pure magic. The last person though that Vanessa expects to show up offering help is the hot lawyer next door. After all, she barely knows him. No one warned her that he was the secret baby tamer, or that she'd be spending a whole lot of time with him and his geriatric chihuahua. The only thing worse than falling for Adrian would be finding a little hope for a future she may never see. I don't know how like the tie-in of characters is gonna be from the first 2 books in this series, but it's usually like a really loose tie-in with her books. Like, you could almost read them as standalones, but that rule follower in me is like, I have to read these in order. So I'm very, very excited and happy that this one got picked. Okay, 2 more. Number 20. We are not really hitting that top shelf very much. All right, let's see. Oh, yes, 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 yes. Trial of the Sun Queen. I've seen a lot of people get this book. Like, I think this cover is kind of going places, but I'm not seeing anyone actually read it except like 1 or 2 people, which I kind of prefer. I love going into a book that very few people I see have read, because then I'm not like influenced at all by reviews. So I'm very, very excited to read this one. It says 10 women, a deadly contest, only one can win the Sun King's heart. I've heard this one compared to like Throne of Glass meets Selection series, which seriously, say less. Those 2 are 2 of my absolute favorites. So if it is even closely at all compared to the 2, I know I'll love it, or at least I hope I'm gonna love it. It just sounds so, so good. All right, last one, number 3. Finally, again, back up at the top shelf. I don't know how to feel about this one. Cinder. I am excited. Okay, it is time for me to read this book. It has been on my TBR for literally years and years. My sister and I have talked about reading this book and just have not. I've only heard good things about it, so why haven't I picked it up? Who actually knows? But it's almost like because I've put it off for so long, I don't even have like a huge draw or excitement to it anymore. It's one of those that I think could have sat on my shelf forever, and I probably would never pick it up. I did really enjoy The Renegades that I read by Marissa Myers. I just bought this edition because I had the older cover, so I was like, maybe if I buy the new cover, I will be inclined to read this book. So it's like the number generator knew that like if it didn't pick this for me, I was probably never actually going to read it. Guys, hold me accountable and make sure that when I do my May wrap up that I have read this book. From what I understand, it is a like fairy tale retelling of the Cinderella story, but like a sci-fi type of vibe. Amazon is literally right outside my window. I feel like I should just wave to the guy. It's so awkward. It's like my camera and stuff. Moving right along. Fairy tale retelling is not a buzzword for me. It is kind of a, I'm probably gonna pass on it. But I will read this because, again, I've needed to for so long because I've only heard good things. So many people have recommended it to me, and hopefully it turns out that the people are right. That is a wrap on my wrapped TBR. I feel like this is a great TBR for my birthday month. I'm in such a easy breezy love, but also romantasy and fantasy mood. So I do feel like these books are going to give me exactly those vibes. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video and you have not hit subscribe yet, please consider hitting that subscribe button and sticking around. Also, if you didn't notice, or if you did, then like we should be best friends, but I'm wearing a Benson Boone t-shirt. I went to his concert. I took a picture with him. I'm literally obsessed. I was obsessed though way before his hit song came out. So like I'm like an OG fan. But anyways, that's irrelevant. I just wanted to point that out, that Benson Boone's amazing. And if you have not listened to his music yet, what are you doing? I hope that your books are amazing, and I will see you guys in the next video.